Hello everyone, welcome back to Pixel Village and I'm Radhakrishanan. Much and more has been said about this particular product in the last 2 weeks, ever since it was launched. I don't want to talk about it more, I'd like to show it to you. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't know already, it's about... Yes, it is the Nikon Z7 and the products that they have launched along with it. So how do we take them out? Our usual way? Okay, let's stand by. Okay, let me line it up. All ready? Okay. Here they are. The Nikon Z7 range of mirrorless cameras, and this one is the Z7. And they have released the 2470 and this is the FTZ mount. Okay, let me hold it in my hand. Let me admit, I've been a Nikon user for a very long time. As long as I can remember doing photography, I've been a Nikon man. I also, in between, had an opportunity to kind of fool around with mirrorless cameras, sheer out of curiosity. And I always thought that the balance was always an issue. The grip was always an issue, with me at least, personally. I'm not comparing any models, it's just a feeling. Every time I picked up a mirrorless, I thought grip is an issue. I have a reasonably big enough hand, a grip, and when I grip this camera, my fingers are all resting perfectly on the grip. My index finger is free and the thumb is comfortably resting on this, contoured place, which is meant for a perfect grip. So I like it. The grip is perfect. All other dials are more or less in the same place where it used to be in the DSLRs, and they are big enough too. I am not seeing anything which is new in terms of touch and feel, probably except the mode dial button, which is slightly different from the other Nikons. Yes, I missed the shortcut buttons which were on the left side of the LCD monitor in DSLRs. I missed them, but I was told that everything is included now in the info button, so you can reach it much more easily. So that's about it. Let's quickly look at the lens now. This is the 2470 f4S lens. It's got just one button on it, which is an autofocus and a manual focus selection switch. This one is made in Thailand. I forgot to mention, very few camera bodies are these days made in Japan. Japan makes only their flagship models. And this one, the mirrorless, is made in Japan. So definitely you would love the fact that it is made in Japan. The lens is made in Thailand. So there is a lock for the zoom barrel, and you need to unlock before you can actually start working with this lens. Well, as we all know, the vibration reduction is now in the body, so there are no VR controls on the lens. And yes, it also has a customizable control ring. Using the camera menu, you can customize the function of this additional control ring which is given. And this is the much talked about FTZ converter. Using the FTZ converter, by now you all know that we can use all the existing G series lenses and almost all previous F series lenses along with the mirrorless cameras. So let me put it together. Okay. Now I've powered it on, and you see a warning which says, before taking pictures, rotate the zoom ring to extend the lens. So now the lens is active. Take the lens cap off. Okay, this is how it is. Let me tell you one thing about mirrorless cameras, other than the body and the grip and the ergonomics, which has been bothering me, is the viewfinder. I'm someone slightly old-fashioned who's been working with the optical viewfinders for all these years. let me see how this viewfinder is. Let me tell you, it almost looks like an optical viewfinder, except while looking into a dark area, for example. If I am using an optical viewfinder and if I am looking into a dark area, it will appear as dark as it is, except in EVF, the electronics inside will adjust to the brightness and show me what is there, and I can actually see all you guys lined up there. Yeah, that's the only change, but otherwise, if I'm looking into a bright object, this feels like an optical viewfinder. The next one is the relatively large size LCD monitor, and it is touch sensitive, and like in D850 you can touch focus and click too. Besides that, there is a quick selection mode in the LCD monitor now. So it's relatively very simple, I'm sure. Okay, let me check the menu. As I had expected and as I had seen, they have kept to the true Nikon tradition. Even the color, type size, typeface, the way the function, the menu flows are very same. I don't think I'll take too much time to learn this. So yeah, too much of talking. I think we should get into a shoot and bring to you the real world experience. The only thing is that while I was doing all that magic, I did one mantra wrong and I did not get the strap. So guys, just give me that belt. Yeah, okay, so this is the brand new strap for Nikon Z. So no one will mistake you for carrying a small camera, and they will not think that you're carrying a aim and shoot bridge camera. Is there right in front of you. Okay, enough is enough. Let's get on to the field. Take it out, put it through all its paces for everything that a mirrorless is known for. The form factor, ergonomics, speed in focus, image stabilization, video, the whole new N-log, low light sensitivity, put it all to test and come back and share it with you. So let me get out and do that shoot and come back and share those images with you, like I said. Ready, Aishwarya? Ready to start walking, okay? Stand by. Action! Come closer, 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 closer. So we are back after a hectic day of shoot. We had the beauty with us only for a day. We in fact had the muscle man from Nikon standing by to take her away from us. So unfortunately, the honeymoon did not last much long. But however, we got tons of stuff and I'd like to share them with you. Let's start with the still images first, and then we will move on to the video. And in still images, let's start with the face recognition and follow focus. To activate the face recognition, there is a certain drill that you have to follow. You switch on the camera, make sure that you are in autofocus, select your appropriate frame speed in video or in stills, and then select the AF continuous, AF single shot, or manual focus. From this, select the AF continuous mode and use the front toggle wheel to select this mode, AFC, and the wide mode. Press the OK button and you will get a square like this right in the middle. Then use your fingers and touch the face that you want to follow. Okay, then you actually see that is being locked in now. Okay, you move the camera, that face is being dragged and locked. I'm switching, I'm moving, and the face is still locked in. So Aishwarya and Aditi running towards the camera in a comfortable pace, and these are the images that I got. And at no point the camera seems to have missed a beat. The camera was comfortably tracking the face and tack focus. Well, 24/70 as you've seen in the shoot. And the next obvious change would be to shoot the same situation with a G lens with the FTZ adapter. Keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running. What I really noticed is the way the FTZ adapter has seamlessly adapted the G lenses, the 7200 in this case, into the system. And I don't have any reason to doubt the capability of the FTZ adapter to convert other lenses, other F-mount lenses into the system. According to Nikon, all G lenses and a host of all other Nikon lenses can be very comfortably adapted and used along with the mirrorless camera using the FTZ adapter. The Z7 is a high resolution camera which can also be used for action photography using long lenses and all that. So we tried it with the 7200 set at 200 mm and using the FTZ converter, face recognition, follow focus, and these are the results. And the camera held onto the focus, and we were shooting at reasonably good speed. The light also was good. Okay, so FTZ is done, the face recognition follow focus is done. Now, what we need to see is about the in-camera stabilization. That is in-body image stabilization, called the IBIS. So what we did was we went to a low light area, very difficult focusing place. There is, very harsh backlight, very little front light, so that we can work with very low shutter speeds. Okay, now it is 6:30. Sun is set. Okay, now what you're seeing is the afterglow. I'm working at 200 ISO, full open at f4, stabilization all active, autofocus, face recognition. And let me see what I'm going to get. And I'm reading it at sport. So I'm going to read their skin. Very, very stable images, and the exposure too was like bang on. Well, you can't expect magic. Camera will definitely assist you to get that image, but you need to be pretty steady with your hand. We managed some 1x4s, 1x8s, and 1x20s and 1x15s very, very successfully. But let me tell you, the discipline is very important. The craft is very important. So don't expect to pick up the camera and straight away start shooting a 1/8 second stable, steady image. You need to practice that. If I can do it, I'm sure you also can do it, but just practice it. Okay, all these images that I'm showing to you are processed using the Capture NXD, which is the raw processing software of Nikon. Remember the old saying, no one knows the child better than the mother. I am tempted to believe that, at least at this point, there is no other softwares offering support for the mirrorless RAWs. So That's about the IBIS. The next point I'd like to talk about is the high ISO response. You know, I've heard Nikon users comparing it with other cameras and they were crying for more, and well, I think here you have it. We shot these images inside a snooker room, only practical lights. These are 16,000. This one is at 12,800. This one is at 6,400 and 3,200. I personally was really surprised to see the 12,800 and the 16,000. So yeah, there we go. We are not good with landscapes. Not that we are good with everything else, but we managed to shoot a couple of landscapes. We kind of stood outside our office and there was this nice view, and we shot two landscape shots, one at 24 and one at 70 on a tripod using self-timer, and these are the results. These images are shot at f8. It's actually given me a nice depth, and at 70 again, very nice detailed kind of image. Even the edge sharpness is also commendable. We also did a quick, very crude experiment for edge sharpness, 24-70 at 24. Because of the extra wide lens opening, I was really worried about the edge sharpening because, people have been saying too many things about the extra wide mount. So look at these images. To our surprise, we found vignetting in all apertures, right from f4 till f22. But it is something which we can fix very easily in the software. So this is the example, this is how you fix it. As expected, the edge sharpness was not really great in fully wide open at f4. At f8 it was optimum, and surprisingly it held on till 22. Usually it starts deteriorating after 11 and 16, but even at 22 it was holding well. The Nikons are not really known for their video capabilities. The DSLRs were slow in following focus. They never had a log profile. Well, Nikon has addressed exactly those points in the new mirrorless. The Mirrorless Z7 has follow focus with face recognition. It has better slow motion, and Nikon for the first time has introduced a log profile, the N-log for the Nikon. Let me show you some images with face recognition and follow focus. Okay, just like in the stills, in video also, you need to get the AF full, and you're going to get this face recognition activated. To get it activated, click on the OK button. You will get this square in the middle, and now touch the face. From then onwards, it'll focus the face. Ready to start walking? Okay, action. Start walking. Nice. And I'm going to shift focus to her face now. That's it. Very nice. Shot in camera, and first focus was on her, and you saw the way the focus was shifting comfortably to the little girl's face and tracking. Okay, I'm going to repeat the same exercise with now the native lens, the 24-70 at 70 mm and DX crop. Rest everything is same. All right, start, action. Okay, at this point I'm going to switch focus to her face. Very nice. The video shooter also can make use of the internal electronic VR to get a better, more stabilized video. The only thing that we need to be careful about is to remember that there is a small crop when you activate the electronic VR. Take a look at this image. This one is without the VR, and this one is with VR. It's only for demonstration purposes. VR is used when you are actually moving with the camera. Another feature that really surprised me is the lack of lens breathing
in the 2470. I don't know how the 50 and the other 35 are going to behave, but the 2470 f4 F series lens was truly in digital cinema category. It had absolutely no lens breathing. Look at these two examples. No breathing at all. Just to compare and show you what really lens breathing is, we shot the same with the 7200 with the adapter, the FTZ adapter, and see the way the lens is breathing. You saw a change in magnification when I was shifting the focus. While I'm saying this to you, let me tell you that not all cinema lenses which actually cost many times more than these lenses are devoid of lens breathing. Barring a few real top rung cine lenses, rest all have lens breathing, which makes these lenses a little special. Now to some low light videos, exactly at the same location where we shot the still images for a low light capability. Same light, same lighting conditions, since we can afford to shoot at 1/50th of a second. Of course, these were shot at, if I remember right, I think these were shot at about 3200 ISO or thereabouts. I forgot to note it down because we were rushing from one place to another. Now let's look at some follow focus and face recognition in video under very low light conditions. You can see how seamlessly the focus is shifting from one face to the other. Let's look at some slow-mo videos. We did not do the 30s and the 60s because, we've been really wanting the 120. So this is the 120, unfortunately available only at 1080 with a crop. So the 1080 120p and the 100p both have a crop. 60, 30, 24, 25, no crop, both in Full HD and UHD. So let's take a look at it. I really liked it. For the first time, these are true slow motion for a Nikon user, and the Nikon user is going to definitely enjoy this. Now to the most important addition, which is the N-Log. This is the N-Log as it is shot and after the magic. In fact, me and Ali, who's also our cinematographer, editor, and the colorist, we were fighting. I actually wanted to sit on the system and color those shots because it was such a pleasure, such a interesting experience coloring this image. Of course, I didn't get to do it. Whatever that you're seeing is colored by Ali. So, hey, thank you, Ali. You saw all those nice things that we showed and spoke about the new mirrorless Z7. Is this new camera devoid of any minus points? I don't think so. There are a few rough edges which hopefully will be fine-tuned as they go along. Well, the camera is not in front of me, otherwise I could have shown it to you, but you know it already because almost everyone in YouTube has mentioned it at least once. For the sake of mentioning it, let me mention that too to you. The most important one is the lack of double memory slots. Second is the lack of fully articulatable rear LCD monitor. It is perfectly needed for a vlogger. You can argue that this is an expensive camera, vloggers may not use, but I've seen some of the top vloggers in YouTube use a full-bodied camera on a Gorilla Pod with an audio device attached to it. and they vlog with it. So I think that is something which I would have liked to see in the Z7. Especially when you work with a gimbal, for example, you are obstructed by the rear motor. You can't really see the monitor. I wish they had given a fully articulatable, rear monitor. Oh, that being the second. Then the remaining ones are really nitpicking, like the lack of 14-bit after 5.5 frames. Then things like, battery power, all that are points to discuss if you want to discuss, but I would call it hair splitting. If you want, you can find faults even on $1 million automobile. There will be something that you don't like about it. If you want to find it, and you will find it. Gone are those days when they used to make products that would last a lifetime. We are now living in a world where trending matters more than longevity. If you are not using something which is trendy, you are not trendy enough. So I would ask you to rather spend that time and energy and money on developing your discipline, your craft. And probably that will give you something which will last a lifetime. Bye for now.